Alrighty, it is. Oh, what day is it today? Is it a Monday? I think it's Monday. Monday, the 3rd
Monday.
of January 2023, 10 past 1 in the afternoon. Here with Anita Wolf, the first ever Protecting Women Circle steward instructor in training. On her way to the Bahamas.
On her way to the Bahamas.
On her way to the Bahamas. That's just going to be the tagline. We're going to sign off everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Anita Wolf, who's off on her way to the Bahamas. And I will speak that until someone sees a video like this where you are in the Bahamas. I want a cocktail of some description. Cocktail, mocktail, I don't care. It's got to look like a tropical drink. And I want to have same color as that top on there, a pink umbrella in that cocktail. That is the
Awesome.
end state for all of this.
Awesome.
All right, so we're going to do some training. Let's get some training. So I'm going to share screens. Jump into the Trello board that was set up. Ooh, look at that. Pretty. I love Trello. When you first see it, it's like, oh my God, what's all this stuff? So the easiest way to understand Trello is just imagine that this is a whiteboard. These things are called lists that you can drag and drop and put wherever you like. So they're like mini boards. And these little things on here are just like Post-it notes, and they're called cards. So we have lists and we have cards. And so this is our home base list. And when you click into a card, it opens up here. This is how it all works. Just is what I find out about every person that I teach. And the cool thing about this is as you go through and start ticking these things off, it live updates. So as an instructor, I can come in here and I can see all the changes that happen. It's got a comment section here. There's heaps of stuff we can do on the side. We can add people to it. We can put checklists in there, which is what these are. You can put attachments. There's heaps of stuff, all right? So that's just to say what listening cards are. This is the whakapapa of our relationship together. How did we get here? How did Anita Wolf and Dion Jensen actually connect and get to this point? We just, when the time is right, we chuck that in there because it's part of history. And all communications in regard to the whole board, we just do here. And we can back and forth on anything else, anything that we're doing, we do here, unless we're talking about a specific task. So here's our do it first list. I get all my instructors to do these 3 things first so that I actually know how they like to learn. If I know your personality type, difference with Anita, I know you pretty well already. But if I know what personality type you are, off Steve Scott's personality type, I know the best way to communicate to set you up for success, make it easier, remove all the pressure. Once I know your colored brain, I know how your brain processes information to get clarity, very important. And love languages. Need to know what your love language is so that when you are going through the instructional process and everything else, life stuff's going to come in there. So I'll know that if Anita's love language is quality time, it may be, hey, the next training session we do, sister, we'll do that face-to-face, eh? We'll grab a coffee, we'll sit down at a cafe together, and we'll go through and we'll do it together. So we've got some one-on-one time, unison quality time with another human being. We've got brother and sisterly love here, so there's clear boundaries, but it's still a love language. And so if quality time is your love language, it's hard doing this over technology, and that you want the physical connection of a hug when you meet someone, and a coffee and a giggle and hear people around you, you know. Those of us, because my primary love language is quality time. I like quality time with human beings. And then I can have too much quality time. I don't want anything to do with people. And I'd rather just drink a cocktail in the Bahamas. So we'll get there. So those are the first tasks. And then these are the priority tasks if you're going to learn anything about the Lion Academy and the Protecting Women Circles. You need to have done the Good News Trauma course, the VIP of Mental Health course, and the Make Peace with the Mirror course. But when you click into the card, this is just checking. So inside the academy, you'll do the full course, leave comments in, and that's cool. Then you come back here and you tick the boxes like, yep, I can recognize a werewolf when a werewolf is talking Dion. I can recognize a paranoid assessment and so on. And then we'll go back and forth until we get that. Because Anita's running the woman circles, when conversations come up, she needs to be listening for any of those languages. So when she reports back to me and goes, hey, listen, we've got an assassin in the group at the moment. And it looks like they're getting what they need. And I can check the feedback forms. And then with assassins, they don't like the direct communication. They like information put in a neutral space that they can access when they want. So then Anita and I might go, okay, then let's put the link in there on how to let pain caused by someone else in the Facebook group. And so in the Facebook group, that's that neutral space. The online stuff is fantastic for assassins because they don't have to directly interact. They can pop in, grab what they need, pop out. Okay. as an example. So that's the Good News Trauma course. So complete the Good News Trauma course inside the Lion Academy and leave a comment on each module. Tick the boxes below when you understand each villain's language. And then I'll be monitoring what comes in here, and I'll see it when it comes through on the Academy side as well. And the time frame, we can put some dates on here. We can put a time frame when it needs to be done by, but we don't do that with Anita's personality type and what she's got on her plate. We just flow. So you just take your time as you go through this. Tomorrow night's the next Protecting Women Circle. We're just, we'll get there, because that's our instructional student relationship with Anita and I. We've got lots of energy. We're happy-go-lucky people. Outside of the screen, we've got a million and one things going on. So I don't like being locked down into time frames. So the last thing I want when I've got a million things, I need space to move, and I'll flow in and I'll flow out, but I'll be good to go when it's time to be good to go. So we know Tuesday night, tomorrow night, we'll be good to go at 6:30 tomorrow night, prep for 7 o'clock. Everything that leads up to 6:30 tomorrow night, whatever, time's your own. So that's the trauma one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then so the whole modality is trauma, transition, evolution. We keep the same cycle all together, right? It's not just trauma. It's not just this. It stays within that one circle strategy that we have. And so the next one after trauma is transition. And because our Protecting Women Circle is a transition space, it's not to sit in trauma and deal with the trauma. That's for when you're ready to move out of that, when you're ready to transition, ready to grow. And so when you're ready to grow, you've got new identities now. You may have lost a previous identity. You might have been coming out of domestic violence, coming out of a relationship, coming out of trauma, coming out of a job. Who am I now? I don't even know who I am now, but I know I'm not that person. Don't want to be that person. And then I got a new purpose now. My purpose was to be, I was doing that. Now it's not. So the transition space it's really scary. It's providing certainty in an uncertain world, which is what we do in this space. We hold that space first, like we're doing on Tuesday nights, and then we provide those next stepping stones out of those circles so we can evolve. And that's in the VIP program. And then the last one in the cycle, or it could be the first one in the cycle if you're coming in new and have had nothing to do with trauma or any of that stuff. Beautiful for kids, teenagers. They haven't been exposed to any of that stuff, to keep them on that upward trajectory as we come through, is making peace with the mirror. Ideally, we want to start with loving who we see in the mirror. And after we've been through stuff, we want to return back to loving what we see in the mirror. And so we'll have to do this one as well. This one's quite in depth because it's very powerful. Wherever you think you're weak, wherever you feel vulnerable, is where other people can manipulate you. And then to protect yourself from that fear of judgment and being manipulated, you put masks on so that you fit in everywhere. And that'll catch up on you. And so that's the start for all my instructors for everything. They come in here, they lock down to do this first, and they lock down those priority tasks. Now we're speaking the same language as instructor and student, because they're on the journey of becoming instructors. So at the moment, the levels are, ideally, we want you to have been a student first, to being exposed to the content, so you understand firstly what the vision of the Lion Academy is, which is critical. Every man, woman, and child to feel safe, protected, and valued. So we understand that. And then the strategy is creating a physical and an online presence to teach that cycle, trauma, transition, evolution. And then once you've been exposed to some of that, you can put your hand up, or in Anita's case, be volunteered and accept to then hold the space. All right. So Anita's holding the space, and she's learning to then help people transition through, but she's learning how to steward the circle. And then, because that's her primary task, the whole reason that she's doing all of this, we're into the Solution Circle training. And so in the Protecting Women Holding Circle training card, this is where we keep all the information in here. And so to be a facilitator and to steward that circle, you must have completed all foundational courses within the Lion Academy, have access to Protecting Women Circle PowerPoint, which is sitting right there, familiar with Protecting Women.global links, familiar with Protecting Women Facebook page, and run your first holding circle. And so Anita's coming around the other way. She's actually sat in on the workshops when I ran them somewhere else. And just because of necessity, the women cracking up that we're doing all this men's circle stuff, and there's no women's circle, we had to get it going. So if you're watching this as part of your training video, Anita's probably your instructor now. But this is just to go to show that everyone comes through the same process. This is the military systems approach to training, sprinkled with Dion's life experience, shaken up with the whole Lion Academy thing, with a whole lot of positive vibes, maybe a little bit of tequila, all mixed together. And this is what it comes out as. And then, so I'll quickly open this because we're recording, which is the actual PowerPoint. And I'll just make sure I was sharing the screen that it comes up. So what I'll do is I'll open this up and then I'll pop back. So is the PowerPoint on the screen, sister?
No.
Okay,
Sorry, it's just loading.
So what I'll do, I'll stop the share on this one. Then I'll flick across over here. And then this should pop up now.
Perfect.
Right, so you can see our PowerPoint now. And so Anita's obviously already been through this, but just to show people that are here, this is the holding circle that Anita is now running. And so when she's running this, because I'm downstairs, she has this up on the screen and she knows how to talk to it. Yes, it's a holding circle. First thing we want to cover is safety. These are evacuation procedures. This is confidential. What is said in this room stays in this room. And if there are any triggers, then we can help you with that. Dion's downstairs or Dion's nearby on the phone to deal with any triggers, but this is not a trauma circle. So very seldom will triggers pop out in a transitional holding circle, but they may do. Then we go into, first thing that you go is go to protectthewoman.global and click on the attending form. That's where one legally agrees to the confidentiality, leaves their contact details, lets us know how they like to be contacted so that everyone is protected. And then we talk into the flow of what we're doing, and that's the flow. We talk between 7 and 8. We have a tea break or a drink break, 8 to 8:30. 8:30 to 9 o'clock, we concentrate on what does everyone need to keep moving forward. Then there's our Lion Academy Solution Circle strategy. That's the overarching strategy. It comes from the Lion Academy. You're protected by the Lion Academy. All the programs are in there. But the whole purpose of this is so that people move through and out from trauma, transition, evolution. So this is the transition space. Then we talk about those phases in a little bit more detail so that everyone knows exactly where they're sitting in the room. Trauma, transition, evolution, we're sitting in the transition phase. As far as what the circles are in here, this is a holding circle. Okay? And that's what we're doing tonight. All nice and simple. Anita's got this all sorted. No worries there. And then what do we need to keep moving forward? We chuck it on post-it notes. We put all that feedback together. And then we fill out the feedback form. And then we're all set for the following Tuesday. Easy peasy. And so we'll skip back to Trello. And then I will continue with that and then hand over to Anita. And Anita's looking at the camera like, hand over for what? What am I doing? I'm in your head. It's too late now.
I know.
I gotta stop doing that on camera. I'm gonna freak someone out soon. They're like, what? You can read minds? Yes, but we don't let people know that. I'm joking. So yeah. And then in our Protecting Women videos, as certain content comes out, we put certain video links in here. So someone says something, then as the instructor, you can come in here and grab something. Like someone might be talking about, hey, who do we know in the business community? We've got our sister Ashley there from Forbes magazine. She was featured in. She's a pretty big deal. Margie and Holden, who's going to give us access to programs, who's just amazing. She'll be coming in as well. If women are looking for how to make some money from their laptop in some structured training, legit, then you can become a virtual assistant. And we've got access to Sam and Joe from the VA Foundry. What's happened there? Oh, that was Broken Beautiful. I'm going to have to go and change that one. And how to let go of pain caused by somebody else. And so as Anita starts running these circles, if something pops out, then she's empowered. So this whole side of the screen is all the training for Anita. As we start moving forward, then we'll just do summaries on each week later on down the track. And then that way, if at week 6, Anita's off to the Bahamas for 3 weeks, and then I've got to stand up the assistant instructor. The assistant instructor can come in here, go through and just catch up on what's been happening last few weeks. Hey, the main theme that we've had in the Protected Women Circles in weeks 3, 4, and 5 has really been about employment, about income. You know, some people have asked, how do we become real estate agents? Because they've been inspired by Holly. Some people might be inspired by Minal Dutt, who runs her own cleaning company with her husband, took it from 100 grand to $1 million a year. So whatever the theme is, we're keeping a record of that without breaching the source of the information, which is critical. So even I don't get access to the content of the conversations because it's a woman's circle. The only time I get told is, hey, we're dealing with something in regards to trauma. The content was this. And I go, sweet as. Then put the word out through Anita. If they want direct access to me, I'll help them with that, or I can feed it back in through Anita. So we always respect the confidentiality. But we keep records here in regards to what the themes were. We don't put personal information in here. And then over here, we've got the Holy Trinity of access to those 3 programs. Because Anita, further on down the track, we've got the idea to action mentoring programs, which is my Lionpreneur program, and the full business thing all the way out the other side, which Anita is not touching yet. Hang on a second. Let's get rid of this. Thank you. And so once you get through all the trauma transition evolution side, then we jump across into the evolution side, which we're not doing at the moment. So but it's all set up in here. That's just to let people know that there's a full system here. Like, we don't muck around. And it's overwhelming when you look at it like this, but when you just look at that's your next task, and you just click in the next button, or you're doing the personality test, download the personality test, fill it out, and upload it. That's all you're concentrated on. So you don't have to look at this whole thing that's in front of you, just like, what's my next task? It's personality test. However long it takes to do that. Then we'll leave that one down there. Then do love languages and upload it. And once that's done, you just do the next task. And so you've heard me harping on about this all the time, people. You hear me harping on about this all the time. Vision, strategy, mission, tasks. Put your head in all of that so you know where you're going. Put it to the side then. Just do the next task. That's all you got to do. But we're not mucking around here. We've got a full lockdown, super professional global system here. So we don't do Google Docs. We don't do that sort of stuff. This is international standard stuff.
Awesome.
All right. Since we're recording it, gives me a chance to drink my cup of tea. Let's give Anita 5 minutes to just give some unfiltered feedback on how it feels at the moment to be sitting in a workshop going, I'd like to do that one day, to hello.
Well, very, very excited to get onto Trello finally. And thanks for the rundown on how it all works. And I just figured out while you were showing me that the screen actually moves, and then there's more.
I saw your face when I went to
it
the
just
side.
opened up a whole new world.
Yeah.
I was like, does that actually move? And I moved mine. I was like, whoa, there's more. I'm really excited about this because I've never been a person that's had a lot of professional structure when it comes to learning and growing, and I love all of the workshops that I've been to with you in the Lion Academy, and I just saw some really great opportunity here. And the thing I like most about this for me is that it brings everything all together in one space, and I can see my progress because I've done lots of different things with you in all different places, but I've not been able to bring them all together. And so often I find myself going back again and watching and reading and learning, and then going, oh, I've actually done this one before. So now I know that it's all together in one space, and I can check it off as I go and keep track of where I'm at. And I will be able to see my growth in what I'm doing, you know. And being able to see your growth is very encouraging to keep you moving forward and keep going. Yeah, otherwise you kind of get lost in this world of bits and pieces flying everywhere, and you can't always see where you're at. So I love the idea that I can pull all this together, check it off, see where I'm at, and have the next task ready to go. And it means that our communication is more effective as well, that when we're talking about what's next or where we're going, it's already there. You can see it all. You know yesterday what I've done yesterday, and you know what I'm going to do tomorrow or what I need to do, so it's already lined up. I love that it pulls all of the resources together, the ebooks, the videos. So it means that when I'm doing my work with the women's circle, that if someone needs something, I know exactly where to go to pull it up instantly. There's no question about it. So yeah, massive structure, routine, and it's something that I can always chip away at as and when, because we all know I'm just like you, floating around, a million things to do.
Yep.
And sometimes I find myself ready to sit down and do something, and I'm not sure what that is, or what is going to be the most constructive use of my time right then and there. You know, it might be 10 minutes, it might be an hour, it might be a day. I can just come in here and chip away at it as and when I need to. But I also know that when I'm ready to have a kick up the bum, I can say, hey, let's put some times and days on when we need this stuff completed, and it will keep me on track as well. So love the flexibility with that as well. So I'm really excited about starting to check through my task list. And I already downloaded the personality types this morning and had a chip away at that, and really cool. Love that. It was really interesting to see what that looked like. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, and moving on to the next thing. Yeah.
Nice. Progress. It's good to hear that, because this has all been designed with those it was actually 12 different mindsets, but 4 different types of people. So there's 4 different types of personalities with subdominant personalities, so technically 8 or yeah, and then you've got your 5 love languages, then you've got your 4 colored brains, and so having them all as lenses and filters gives you a very, very clear picture. And so when you're designing training, and all of us are learning design and development managers, so designing learning so that it suits every learner is critical. So it's been designed on the surface so that any of the 4 types of learners can learn it. The red brain thinkers that need that this, then this, then this, then this, then this can do it. Those that understand what the flow is, but I don't feel like doing the trauma stuff at the moment. I want to hang out in transition world for today, and that's where my energy is. So I'll jump into the transition module and I'll do that. I have to complete this list. It doesn't have to be in order. I'm just going to do this, but or you know what? So you're not stopping, you're not locking someone into learning one way. And then green brain that will go everywhere will go all over the place. They'll go through this. They'll be not even supposed to be anywhere near the other side doing, Brendan Burchard's 4 Ps of business, and they'll be running around in there doing stuff. But by the time it's all supposed to be done, it'll be done. That's how they like to learn. And then our blue brain learners can go through the bit at a time, watch a couple of videos to get some more of the emotion. And so it's all set up so you can learn how you want to learn, but it keeps moving you forward, which is really exciting. Now, at a deeper level, because I own it, because I own that content, is when I'm doing my mentoring, like this is an instructional one, so you've got the generic instructional one, but it's going to be flavored with Anita's stuff. That's why the background is quite interesting. Just like what background in this Trello board for me when I'm teaching is going to remind me of Anita. And I don't know if anyone's paying attention to the background. I'll bring it back up again. And so when I'm looking at what the background is, this picture here that I put in the background is when you go to change background, you can pick all the different photos that you want to put in here, that you want to put in as the background. So Anita can put anything she wants in here as her background, because this is her board. She can go in here and change to any background she wants, Bahamas, anything. You can put any picture you want in here. And I think I just put dancing. There's just something about Anita's spirit that seems to me is always dancing, and it's colorful.
When I look at that background, I just see it. To me, it seems like energy.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole lot of energy, which I love that.
Yeah. And so because I own this and the content and how it all sort of works, when we got into the mentoring side, you've got the generic side, and then you can really tailor it down to the individual learner. And that's what I really love, especially when I'm doing when I do the Lionpreneur program, and that's $24K US a year, $2,000 US a month to do this over 12 months. It's over 12 months. Ebook, speech, online programs, workshops, to the point at the end of the 12 months, you'll have your own online academy. All right. And so you can do a generic to a point of view of the mechanics, but the heart and soul of the human being that you're teaching it's a very, very close relationship, and making sure you're designing the training to keep them moving forward and set them up for success. It's not like all these Facebook ads you see is, make 100, click on it, and there's just stuff everywhere. And you don't feel like it's tailored for you. Like no one's listening to you. Like no one ever asks you, why did you even join this program? Like everyone's like trying to sell a program, and then you get in there and you're like, oh, hi, I'm the founder of the Lion Academy, and hey, I'm dealing with people that are suicidal, and this will be really, really good for that. And they go, great, go to module 3. You're like, man, you know, yeah. When they come in here in the academy and they're doing the mentoring program, this sort of stuff, it's like you, like, hey, I'd love to do what you're doing, but with my thing and with my experience. Because at some point this will switch. It'll be Anita doing this for her people. It's like, yeah, man, I learned this stuff from running Protecting Women's Circles at the Lion Academy, and I saw that structure and flow, and I thought this would be brilliant for kids. You know, just what I do with kids and the neighborhood stuff that I do. If I could use that structure and a little bit of that content over here and did my own thing, I could do exactly what Dion's doing, but it would be this. You know, that's what we want. That's how you build legacy. That's how we all grow together. And that's why our solution strategy circles are through and out. Like, come in here, take what you need and go. You know, that's, yeah. And it was awesome to hear your feedback, because our 3 Bs, breathe, bank account, and be kind. Bank account is looking backwards so you can celebrate your wins and your growth. But like you say, if you're not tracking it, you know, like if you have a brain explosion, I've had a lot, so I wear a cap all the time in case my brain explodes. I have a brain explosion in the middle of all my learning. I'm just like, you know what? I'm pretty close to just throwing my hands up in the air and going, I'm just sick of slogging this out. Nothing seems to be getting better. You know, got all the solutions. No one's listening. You'll get to those points. You want to throw your hands up in the air. And then when you look back and all you see is tick, 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 all the stuff that you've done, you're like, all right, where's that module on what to do when you feel like throwing your laptop through the window? Click. Hi guys, if you're watching this right now, you've probably got your hands on the side of the laptop and you're already just to throw it through a window. Be in there, take my advice, just put it down, sit back, put your hands up, and let's just go do a little bit of breathing. You'll get there. Let's start thinking about why we're doing this for a second. We'll keep doing until we get calm. Let's breathe. Bank account, look at your Trello board, look what you've done. Cool. Be kind to yourself. You know what? Right now, if coffee or chocolate or something's your thing, go. Take an hour to yourself, turn the world off, go do what you got to do. All right. But tracking backwards on Trello, I've just really enjoyed it. And I'm a whiteboard guy, but to hear you say, oh, hey, bro, can you give me some sort of structure? And in the back of my mind, I go, yeah, man, I got heaps of structure. Like, yeah, what do you need? Yeah, that's a piece of cake, sister. And then we put it in there like that. Because you need freedom too, right?
Absolutely. We all have life to live. There's plenty going on for everybody. The other thing, bro, that I love about this and the way that you run your mentoring programs and how you do it is the holistic approach that you use to it. So it's not just about sending through a workbook. You're actually investing in us and your mentoring students and finding out about them. And there's a whole lot of variety in here. It's not just study this and let me see what your result is, you know.
That's good too, because we'll find in this group, like, you've got a massive set of skills and experience. I got a massive set of skills and experience. We might be dealing in the context of protecting women's circles, but if something pops out there where, you know, you've got the gift of something, which is why Margie and Holden's Sacred Gifts program is critical to all of this, is within the people that turn up, yeah, we might have someone that walk into the circle that have just come out of a bad relationship and their professional woman wanted to further their career and they need our soul support on managing emotions and learning about their gifts. They could own a motel chain. And then and amongst all of that, they might go, hey, this weekend, we're just going to sponsor 10 rooms for the women's circle just to come down to Wanaka and hang out at our motel. No charge. You know, and then we all start sharing what we have. And then your friend Dale has an amazing skill set in the next evolution of those circles. And then it's not just about this is the be all or end all on the content that you need. This will give you a start to finish. And that's something that I've found that's missing. I've had to go out there and grab a piece from this person, a piece from this person, a piece from this. I was like, where's just the one place I can just come in here and just at least get one loop closed? You know, go, okay, there's the full system. Cool. Now, when I create mine, it's got to go start, it's got to finish. It's got to go start, it's got to finish in one place. So to hear the feedback that at least it's all there in one place is, oh man, thank you. Because it took a lot of work. Awesome. So right, so we might put this recording in the. I might just post the recording to this and put it in our workshop accordance of Trello, and that we'll use this as context. But appreciate you doing what you're doing. I'm going to push stop on the record button, and we can carry on with our discussion prior to the Particular Women's Circle tomorrow. But this is Anita Wolf, codename Bahamas.
Thank you, brother.
I'll push stop.
Press stop.